Yeah, hello, my people. Yes, you are welcome to Toad Life. As usual, we always have a power pack story for you. Stories that are going to just bust your mind, as usual. I said, bust your mind. Exactly. Today's episode, what we have for you is going to be massive. So I would like for you to stay tuned and watch out. Okay, so we are back, and then on today's episode, we have one story that you are going to love so much. A story that is so interesting that you are going to love so much. Now, in this story, it was one night when a masked man barged into the house of Matilda and the family. Matilda was just 14 years as this incident happened. So these masked men were in to rob their house. But then Matilda's senior brother, they were a family of just two siblings and then their parents. So the brother was not cooperating well with this marksman, and then they just had to stab him several times, and then that ended his life. But they didn't end there too. They were able to rob them successfully, whatever that they needed, they got their hands on it. But there and there, they also tied up the parents of Matilda, and then also kidnapped Matilda herself too, in addition to whatever thing that they came for. And then they also burns down the whole house, just not to leave traces of whatever thing that has happened over there. So this marksman took Matilda to a place where she doesn't know, a place where she has no idea about. So she was just lost, and then that began a very new life for her over there. What happened next was that these marksmen took Matilda to their hideout. That is where they took her, just to use her for sex trade. That people are going to come in, pay, and then just have something to do with her. She wasn't the only one there, though. That was what these people were also doing at their hideout. So Matilda, anytime that she resists, she's been beaten so badly that she has bruises all over her face and then her body. So this continued for 4 years. So it got to a time where she became used to and then didn't resist anymore because she realized that there was no way out. Yet she still wanted an escape out of all of that. So she realized that in the night, this hideout is very, very busy. But during the day, the place is very, very quiet, silent, that is very free to move about. So she realized that and then tried to use that as an opportunity for herself to escape. So fortunately enough, usually her door is also being locked. That is one disadvantage that she had there. It has always been locked, so she had no chance to come out and then roam and do whatever thing that she feels like doing because she's being kept just like a slave. So one time, one of these marksmen that were at the hideout just went into Matilda's room and then tried to have something to do with her, having a good time with her. Matilda didn't resist at all, knowing what she wanted to do. So she used that as an opportunity. And then in the process of whatever thing that they were doing, Matilda was able to get her hands on a jar and then smash this man's head with it. The man instantly collapsed. So Matilda was able to have her way out. So she finally went so far that when the man woke up and then called the others and then told them that Matilda had escaped, they were not able to still catch her upon how they were able to chase her, but still they were not able to catch her because she was far gone by that time. So that was what happened, and then she was able to escape from those people. So as she escaped, she went somewhere very, very, very far from the hideout just to prevent being caught again and then living the life that she was living again. Now, after Matilda escaped from this gangman or this marksman, she found herself at the market square. So this marketplace that she found herself, she decided to start some hawking. So she worked with this water depot people where she would go for the water on credit and then sell the water and then takes the profit and then gives back whatever capital that she started with to the water depot owner. So that was how she started her business. She was trying to make means and then manage her own life. So it was going on well a bit for her, something manageable. So life wasn't so awful for her. But everything changed the moment she met Cindy. So these two met when Cindy came to the market and then asked for a direction to a place where she wanted to go. And then Matilda helped her out with whatever that she needed. So aside that, these two frequently met. And then each time Cindy comes to the market, she is being held by Matilda to carry her things and then all other things that she wants to do for her. So there and there, they became friends, more and more closer to themselves. So Cindy usually also tipped Matilda each and every time she comes to the market, so as she can get something little to make life out of. So that was how it was for Cindy and then Matilda. So Matilda was benefiting a little from the friendship that she had with Cindy because Cindy was also very wealthy by then. And then between these two friends, curiosity set into the mindset of Matilda, where she asked Cindy whatever business or whatever work that she does that has made her so wealthy, because she's also desperate to leave that poor life behind her and enter some better life. So she asked Cindy that, and then Cindy just told her that it's not something she would like to know. And there, Matilda was also insisting that she has to know, so that at least if there's something she can do, she can put this water business behind and then focus on that one just to make a better life. So Matilda, still being very desperate, was still insisting, and then Cindy had no other choice than to tell her, and then just told her she has to use whatever that she has to get what she wants. But it is as easy as that, only if she's interested and wants to do it. Matilda understood this business and then said it is no problem at all. Since she's desperate, she will, because she has to make life meaningful for herself. So she accepted, and then Cindy also didn't hesitate at all. She just went on to teach her the do's and don'ts of the business, and then told her that with this business, she doesn't have to reveal herself. She doesn't have to show her identity to whatever clients that books her. For whatever reason, she shouldn't unveil herself. And then she should always keep the marks on no matter what they are doing. That is the thing. Just for her to be out of any kind of blackmailing or any kind of shame or whatever thing that someone will try to do to her. So her identity should stay hidden. That was the key point in the business for them. So she taught her that and then connected her to her first client. So that was what Cindy did to help Matilda out, connected her to the first client. And then it really paid well for Matilda because her first client just gave her $700 for whatever night service that she came to do for him. After her first client paid her that $700, she was so excited, like her lifetime, she has not ever controlled or had that kind of amount in her hands before. So she was so excited, got back home to Cindy, and then she split the money into two, trying to give Cindy half of it, just because she knew Cindy helped her out to the client and then thought she had to pay back. But Cindy did not take the money and then told her that it is her money and that she worked for it. She used what she had to get whatever that she's having right now. So it is her sweat, so she has to take it. But she's grateful. But she should keep her money and then use it for herself, whatever that she needs. So as Matilda continued this business, it was paying very well for her because of the income that she was receiving. Her life became better now. So she was living as comfortable as she wants to live. But she still felt she owed Cindy a lot because Cindy now has upgraded or changed her life through this business. Some might condemn her based on the business that she's doing, but she never bothered. She still continued to do her business since she still never unveiled herself, so nobody knew what she was doing to make her ends meet. So she never bothered or she never cared. But among all the clients that used to book her, there is this one particular man that usually booked her most of the time. So just like a regular customer. This man is Mr. Johnson. Now, Mr. Johnson one time booked Matilda, and then whatever that happened after they were done, Mr. Johnson spoke to Matilda, telling her that he wants to go on a trip to Spain and I would like to book Matilda as his escort to Spain for his business deals that he'll be going to do. and that he's going to spend 3 months there, and he's going to pay for each and every day. So Matilda doesn't have to worry about that. So Matilda never bothered and then agreed to it because she felt it was a good deal and then accepted. So these two continued and then went to the trip. So on their trip, Matilda, she knew very well that she doesn't have to unveil herself. So she went along with a veil. Each and every day she was with a veil and then covered her face with it. So making sure that Mr. Johnson never sees who she is, the identity, never in her life. So 2 months passed, and then these people had their good stay in Spain. So they were just left with a man to return back to Ghana here. After these 2 months passed, one time, and then Mr. Johnson asked Matilda if she's willing to take off the veil once he asked for it. And then Matilda just replied to him that no, she's not going to do that for any reason. But she has to keep her identity as her priority, keeping it safe to herself so that nobody uses that to abuse her. That was why she always kept her veil on and explained that to Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson also never bothered and then just agreed to that and didn't want to bother her again. So, not knowing behind the question that Mr. Johnson asked, well, there was a feeling behind that. He started to grow fond of Matilda. And then Matilda also behind her veil also had something developing within her towards Mr. Johnson. So on their trip, Mr. Johnson treated her so special, more than an escort, treating her like a wife, forgetting that she is an escort. So Matilda also enjoyed it. She was enjoying it so much that she didn't even realize that she was enjoying that kind of treatment. So this thing rather made matters worse for the two of them because they were already fond of themselves even before the trip. So 3 months passed and then these two had to return back to Ghana. So on their way, sitting in the plane coming back to Ghana, Mr. Johnson asked, that is Matilda, if she would be willing to give up her work for anything or whatever reason, or what could also make her give up her work. And then she told Mr. Johnson that she's not going to do that because that is what has made her what she is today. That today she's able to feed herself and also make life so beautiful for herself now. So she replied Mr. Johnson with that. And then that was it for Mr. Johnson. He accepted that wholeheartedly because he had nothing more to do and nothing else to say. So as these people arrived, before they could depart, Mr. Johnson made payment of the remaining balance and then added some bonus to it. And then they departed. But as Matilda got home, she got a text on her phone and then that was from Mr. Johnson saying that he really enjoyed her company and then added again to it that he would really like to make her his if he had a chance and then there was a way through that. So she read and then she ignored the text because she believed it is just something impossible to do. Once he knows whatever business she's doing, there is no way it's going to be possible that he is going to have feelings for her or likely to say fall in love with her, knowing whatever business that she's doing right now. So she felt that was impossible to do. And then she ignored the test. But all this while too, as Matilda ignored the test, herself, she was also within a conflict because she was developing some kind of feelings for Mr. Johnson also. So she was trying as much as possible to subdue that because she feels it is going to be impossible to do. So after their arrival to Ghana and then everything that just transpired, 6 months passed and then Matilda never heard from Mr. Johnson again. That was after 6 months. It has passed. She never heard anything. No text, no call, no booking, nothing. She never bothered though because to her there's nothing that is going to happen anywhere and nothing like that. So she was there and then she got driven by whatever emotion that is still running through her, felt bothered and then had to just check up on Mr. Johnson. So she left and then went to visit Mr. Johnson since she has been booked several times, so she knew where he stays. And then went there and then knocked on his door one time. So fortunately, Mr. Johnson was home also, and then he opened the door. So when he opened the door, he saw Matilda, and then he just smiled. And then Matilda also smiled back, and then just said, "Why? I've never heard from you for 6 months now. Anything the problem?" So Mr. Johnson just said, "You just come in so we can have a talk." And then Matilda just went in. So before Mr. Johnson could serve her anything or whatever drink that she would be taking in for that time as she visited, she just took off her veil just to make Mr. Johnson see her identity. So Mr. Johnson was just stunned like that, like he wasn't expecting to see such kind of beauty behind the veil. So she just surprised Mr. Johnson with that. And then him being so confused like that, he was just staring and then was lost. And then later just came back to his senses, and then he just had to serve some drink to Matilda. So these two had a conversation and then talked things out, and then they both expressed their feelings to each other. And then that began it for them. They began a relationship, and then as time passed, these two were able to make their relationship beautiful and then upgraded it to the next level of getting married. And then they were able to give birth to children of their own, three children, making a very beautiful family for themselves. So Matilda now quit her business that she was doing and then invested whatever resources that she had into something else just to keep her image also intact, for no one to use any blackmailing against her or whatever thing that they'll do to tarnish her image. And then she created a very beautiful family with Mr. Johnson, and that their life also changed since Mr. Johnson was also a very wealthy man and could do anything that she wants for her. So that comes to the end, and then Told Life will never disappoint. I say stay tuned and then watch out what will be next.